American Pickers Frank Fritz relies on long-term nursing care after stroke as conservator demands access to his funds. Hello everyone, my name is S-Edify-AH. Welcome back to my Anther video. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. American Picker star Frank Fritz has been relying on skilled nursing care that will be long-term 2 years after he suffered a debilitating stroke. Frank, 60, has been under a conservatorship and guardianship since he suffered a stroke at his Lair UA home in July 2022, as he has been in and out of the hospital and rehabilitation. Midwestone Bank is Frank's conservator as his close friend. Chris Davis is his guardian. The U.S. Sun can exclusively. Midwestone Bank is demanding Frank's finances be transferred to them, as the star will continue to need skilled and long-term nursing care. Court papers from the conservatorship case obtained by the U.S. Sun reveal Frank has cash assets and credit accounts at a separate bank. The conservator's initial plan, filed in November 2022, stated the assets would be transferred to Midwestone as they could invest to start generating income to Frank. Since the approval of the plan, the conservator has repeatedly contacted the bank seeking access to the protected party's funds, credit card statements, and income tax documents. To no avail. The bank repeatedly failed to respond to the conservator and refused to provide access to Mr. Fritz's assets and documentation, and otherwise ignored the conservator's authority, the orders of this court, and the laws of the state of UA. The court documents continued. Frank continues to rely on long-term skilled nursing care, so it is imperative that his assets are properly managed and wisely invested to support his long-term needs. The protected party no longer has any need for consumer credit cards, and any accounts that remain open are susceptible to fraud, especially since the conservator is not allowed access to them to review charges. Midwestone Bank compelling the bank to release all of Frank Fritz's funds to the conservator. Close all of Frank Fritz's credit card accounts. Provide the conservator with Frank Fritz's income tax documents for 2023 and change the mailing address for future income tax documents to the conservator's address. The hearing took place on July 19. The judge on the case ordered the bank to respond to the conservator and provide access to all bank accounts and credit cards held or controlled by Frank. Frank Fritz was placed under a conservatorship in August 2022, just weeks after he suffered a stroke. Frank's conservator is Midwestone Bank and is in charge of his finances. The bank agreed to invest Frank's money and collections to generate income. The guardian is his good friend, Chris Davis. Chris is responsible for helping Frank manage his Crohn's disease treatment, go to physical therapy, grocery shop, cook, and more day tasks. The conservatorship also agreed to help replenish Frank's UAA antique store. Frank Fritz finds a wheelchair ramp and more have been installed in his UA home under the conservatorship. The U.S. Sun broke the news that the conservatorship was filed in August 2022 because of his stroke. Mr. Fritz's decision-making capacity is so impaired that he is unable to care for his own safety or to provide for necessities such as food, shelter, clothing, or medical care, without which physical injury or illness may occur. Documents obtained by the U.S. Sun read Mr. Fritz's decision-making capacity is so impaired that he is unable to communicate, or carry out important decisions concerning his own financial affairs. Decisions must be made for Mr. Fritz's care and placement while he continues to recover and receive treatment for his injuries. Appointment of a guardian and conservator is necessary to avoid immediate harm to him. The guardian agreed to help Frank with his Crohn's disease treatment, as well as bring him to physical therapy and help him grocery shop, cook, and more. As for the conservator, Midwestone filed an initial plan that revealed Frank's monthly expenses, the amount of $2.28, $29.28, $32 for in-home healthcare. His annual healthcare total is rehabilitation after he was released from the hospital in September 2022. Frank continues to improve daily. We're never 100% after a stroke, but he's fine. He's aware of what's going on. A friend of Frank's previously told the U.S. Sun, "We're sitting here right now. You could sit and talk to him. He's the same old Frank." Frank was wheelchair bound after suffering the stroke. He can walk, but he's always going to need the wheelchair because he can't walk long distances. The pal shared, basically you lose motion. He lost motion. A stroke can affect your left or your right side. It affected his right side. Frank last appeared on American Pickers during a March 2020 episode